Hey guys, this is Angela with Night Owl Magic. We are back once again with Elvis Presley and Friends mini documentary series. This is going to be episode 5, B.B. King and Elvis, the legend he knew. So let's dive in. Don't forget to like, share, hype, and subscribe. It really helps us in the algorithm. Thank you. Two kings. One was called the King of Rock and Roll. The other was the King of the Blues. But long before the world knew them as legends, Elvis Presley and B.B. King knew each other as young musicians in Memphis. This is the story of two musical giants whose paths crossed more than once and whose respect for the blues helped shape the sound of American music. Before Elvis became an international superstar, Memphis was his world. The city was alive with gospel, rhythm and blues, country, and the sounds coming from Beale Street. And B.B. King was already becoming one of the great blues musicians of his generation. King remembered seeing the young Elvis and noticing something about him immediately. He was respectful, he was quiet, and he knew the blues. Elvis wasn't simply passing through the music, he was absorbing it. The sounds of black musicians in Memphis would become part of the musical language Elvis carried with him throughout his career. And B.B. King was one of those artists who understood exactly where those sounds came from. Then came December 7th, 1956, Memphis, the WDIA Goodwill Revue. B.B. King was part of the legendary lineup, and Elvis showed up. By this point, Elvis was already a massive star, yet he walked into an event centered around black performers and the music that helped inspire the young singer. Backstage, Elvis and B.B. King were photographed together. It was one of those moments that at the time probably seemed like another night in Memphis. Today, it looks like a snapshot of music history. Two future legends standing together before either man knew just how far his music would travel. B.B. King had his guitar Lucille. Elvis had his voice, his rhythm, and a style that was rapidly changing popular music. They came from different musical worlds, but underneath it all was the blues. B.B. understood that Elvis respected the music, and Elvis understood the power of the musicians who had helped create the sound he loved. That connection is important because rock and roll didn't appear out of nowhere. It grew from a musical conversation between blues, gospel, country, rhythm and blues, and the artists who carried those traditions forward. Elvis became one of the most famous faces of that musical revolution. B.B. King became one of its greatest blues ambassadors, and both men carried Memphis with them. Their story didn't end in 1956. Years later, their paths crossed again. In 1972, Elvis was performing at the Las Vegas Hilton. B.B. King was also working in Las Vegas. King later recalled that Elvis helped him secure an engagement at the Hilton, and the two musicians continued to have a relationship built around music and mutual respect. B.B. remembers spending time with Elvis after their performances. Music was the common language, not celebrity, not fame, music. There's something fascinating about Elvis that can sometimes get lost beneath the jumpsuits, the movies, the screaming crowds, and the mythology. The boy from Memphis never forgot the music he heard growing up. He knew the blues, he knew gospel, he knew rhythm and blues, and he respected the musicians who created it. B.B. King recognized that. In later interviews, King spoke warmly about Elvis and pushed back against the idea that Elvis didn't understand or respect the black musical traditions that influenced him.
I want to talk a little bit about the people you've known. You knew Elvis
Yes.
before he was big.
Yes.
And you knew him after he was big.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Elvis was very shy when I first met him. When I first met him,
Was it Sun Studio? Where was it?
Sun Studio in Memphis there. Dewey Phillips was a disc jockey, and his brother Sam Phillips was on the station. So I used to go out to the studio, and my company that I worked for at the time would always contract Mr. Phillips to let us in any time that we had something to record. And usually Elvis would be there practicing a lot of times. He had several people, but at that time he was a handsome guy, good looking. I didn't think too much about his playing or singing. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah,
but I didn't see at that time what I saw later on. But he would talk, and it was, you know.
Interested in your music?
He would watch. He didn't ask questions a lot, but he would watch.
Because
sometimes.
a lot of people, when they heard Elvis, thought he was black, didn't they?
At first, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they said he's playing black music. He's a white guy.
Yeah, but see, at first he was playing more like rockabilly. He wasn't really getting into the things that he started to do later. But when he started to do that, then he started turning heads, including mine.
Yeah, it did? So
yes.
What did you see then?
I saw that he had everything. The looks, he had the talent.
He had the rhythm, the soul.
He had everything. To me, he had everything. You know, you started looking at the guys, God almighty, he's handsome, he's tall, he looks good, he can sing, he can play.
He got a lot of women.
Well, I didn't see, you know, I didn't see women disliking him, but he was just, I didn't see him after them either. But I guess had I been handsome like that, I probably would have.
For B.B., the story was more complicated and more personal. He remembered Elvis as a young man who respected him and other musicians. And perhaps that's one of the most interesting parts of their story. Before they were legends, they were musicians. Elvis Presley became the king of rock and roll. B.B. King became the king of the blues. Two kings, two extraordinary careers, one musical history. And somewhere along the way, the young man from Memphis who loved the blues crossed paths with the guitarist who would become one of its greatest ambassadors. Their story reminds us that music doesn't live inside walls. It crosses generations, it crosses cultures, it crosses genres, and sometimes it creates friendship between legends. Elvis Presley, B.B. King, two kings, one unforgettable connection. This has been Elvis Presley and Friends, Episode 5, B.B. King, the legend he knew. From Night Owl Magic, where the music, memories, and the legends live on. TCB, TLC. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us and sticking with us this far. Please don't forget to give this a like, share, comment in our community forum by subscribing. It's free. And please don't forget to hype this video. It really helps us in the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, you guys take care. Thanks so much. Night Owl Magic, signing off. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.